Welcome to the Lantern Weekly Webcast. I'm Matt Edwards. As the Ohio State football team looks to open up Big Ten play against Michigan State this weekend, Dr. E. Gordon Gee is also getting ready to get into his Big Ten routine. The Ohio State president stopped by the Lantern's newsroom on Thursday evening and told us all about his plans for this Saturday's game against the Spartans.
We're featuring our library this time, our Thompson Library, so we'll invite about 400 people. And I have these wonderful old pants, different kinds, but they are khakis. And now I actually have gray flannel ones with big O's on them, which I'll put on, and I'll put on the tie and the whole thing.
As the Lantern reported on Thursday, Ohio Stadium will continue its tradition of not selling alcohol at football games. Dr. Gee said he doesn't see that changing as long as he's in charge at Ohio State.
We've had a tradition of not doing that. You know, it's very difficult for me, as probably some of you know, I'm a very devout Mormon. I've never had a drop of alcohol in my life. I don't see why anyone drinks. And so it's hard for me to kind of think, well, why would they want to do that? Saying that, we have a long policy, and no one has asked me to revisit that, and probably won't during my tenure.
With more on this story, here's Lantern reporter Katie Harriman.
I'm standing here in front of the Varsity Club, one of the most popular campus area bars on game days. While Buckeyes still can't get a drink inside the shoe, several colleges across the country have started selling alcohol in their stadiums. Many OSU students feel the addition of alcohol sales would benefit the school. Others feel it would lead to an increase in public intoxication. Campus safety and underage consumption are among the top concerns. Ohio State officials say they have no intentions of changing the policy, but other Big Ten schools have. West Virginia University started selling alcohol this season. West Virginia's athletic director, Oliver Luck, says the introduction of alcohol has not caused any safety issues at the university. In addition to West Virginia, Big Ten teams Wisconsin, Iowa, Illinois, and Purdue also serve alcohol during home games. Reporting for the Lantern, I'm Katie Harriman.
President Obama's new jobs plan a hot topic recently, but many are wondering if the money poured into the plan is worth its projected outcome. With more on the plan and how Ohio State students are feeling about it, we take you to Lantern reporter Sarah Steeman.
Many Ohio State students and faculty members have different opinions about President Barack Obama's recently proposed jobs plan, but they can agree on one thing: it's unlikely to get passed through Congress without a fight. Obama's plan, called the American Jobs Act, is designed to create 1.9 million new jobs, but it's costing the U.S. some $447 billion to do so. Some students were quick to voice their opinions supporting the bill.
I feel like it's an investment into the future, and I guess like the last thing we should be doing right now is cutting spending. It's not the first time America has had to have future generations pay off stuff. It'll be better for the future to pay it off than for the present to suffer.
Others joined Republican opposition and were not so optimistic.
I think it's very difficult to tell, and I could see it working rather well, and I could also see it backfiring rather badly. It's like the stimulus was designed to help, but maybe it wasn't quite big enough, so it worked somewhat, and then there's a political backlash. So I think it's very much an experiment.
Currently, the plan would be paid for by taxing the wealthy, cutting government programs, and providing incentives for businesses who are hiring new employees. For more information about the American Jobs Act, visit thelantern.com. Reporting for The Lantern, I'm Sarah Steeman.
The Ohio State Marching Band, the pride of the Buckeyes, bringing over 105,000 fans to their feet on football Saturdays. But next season, after decades of service at OSU, Director John Woods has decided to walk away. With more, here's Lantern reporter Lindsay Fox.
It will be the end of an era for OSU Marching Band Director John Woods, who is retiring in June. Woods has committed himself to his students, music, and a tradition of excellence at Ohio State since 1974. Woods said, quote, "I've had a wonderful experience as a professor and the marching band director here at Ohio State, and it will undoubtedly be an important part of my life forever," end quote. In the almost 40 years of his time at OSU, Woods has taken the band to 35 bowl games and several presidential inauguration parades. Woods also said, quote, "If you love marching band and football, there's no place like Columbus, Ohio and the Ohio State University. I mean, this is it, and it's been wonderful to be a part of a great tradition here at Ohio State," end quote. Woods says after he retires, he plans to travel, be more active with the alumni band, and become more involved in playing jazz trombone. For more information on this story and other news, check out The Lantern and thelantern.com. Reporting for The Lantern, I'm Lindsay Fox.
After being suspended for the first 2 games of the season for receiving money at a charity event earlier this year, Buckeye running back Jordan Hall has been the feature back over Ohio State's last 2 games, and he's made quite an impact. From just outside Ohio Stadium, here's Lantern reporter David Girard.
After returning from a 2-game suspension for receiving improper benefits, junior running back Jordan Hall has come back and literally hit the ground running. Hall has added a strong offensive boost, leading the Buckeyes in rushing with 171 yards and a touchdown over the last 2 games. He's also very active on special teams, returning both punts and kickoffs. Hall nearly broke the opening kickoff for a touchdown against Colorado last Saturday, but it was called back due to a holding penalty. Later in the 3rd quarter, after a Buffalo's field goal, Hall broke for 90 yards on the ensuing kickoff, setting up a 5-yard Carlos Hyde touchdown run on the next play. Due to Hall's performance on and off the gridiron since his return, Coach Luke Fickell has announced him as a captain this week. Fickell said in his press conference Tuesday that Hall has handled everything the coaches have asked from him, as well as being a big leader in the locker room, helping to contribute to his new captain status. Hall said that being named a captain is something he definitely considers an honor and is something he will remember throughout his career at Ohio State. A win this weekend could give the Buckeyes a much-needed jump back into the rankings. Hall and the Buckeyes open up Big Ten play Saturday at 3:30, hosting Michigan State right here in the Horseshoe. For all Buckeye football coverage, check out thelantern.com. Reporting for The Lantern, I'm David Girard.
For our producer, Ian Sheik, and all of the Lantern staff, I'm Matt Edwards. Be sure to stay tuned to The Lantern and thelantern.com for all of your Ohio State news. Have a great week.